And we are here for our very first big Stompy Robots rehearsal episode, more or less. We're not playing the game proper today, but we've kind of been going through what the show is going to be about, what we're going to be about, and first let's see who's here. We got James, our brave GM and head writer, and Bryce, our star, really.
Oh yeah.
Because he's the guy who showed up, he gets the main character.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing this for the next few Saturdays. So, yeah, we'll be around, and we'll have some more of our cast members showing up for that. We've gotten really excited about the people who are going to be coming and playing this game with us, and we're gonna do our best to make BattleTech fun. I think that's been our primary goal from the very beginning. So
fun and accessible for everyone.
This is how we decided to do it, by making them wrestle.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's super fun.
It is really fun.
Wrestling's great.
So the way the show is basically going to work is we're going to be it's going to work around the production of basically a television show called the Battletech Wrestler or Battletech Fighting Federation, or BFF. It's a great name. And we're going to be playing the parts of the performers for that company, which means that we'll be playing our characters, and on top of that, we'll be playing that character's fighting persona. Mm-hmm. The old kayfabe, really pulling from like the inner workings of pro wrestling.
Very much.
Culture.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun.
I'm stoked.
And we've kind of been given ideas of what our roles are going to be and who's going to be doing what. We've got somebody playing like the owner of the company who we treat like the villain in classic wrestling style. The young up and comer who's going to be hopefully the face of the company someday. The wily veteran, the guy who has too many characters.
We're going to hit a lot of the wrestling tropes in this, and at the same time, a lot of behind-the-scenes tropes. Very much, if you're familiar with stuff like the mockumentary things like The Office, we're going to give you kind of that look at things.
Yeah, but from a BattleTech perspective.
Yeah, very much, yeah.
This is like The Office of BattleTech. And because we're in a more of a, the Battletech Fighting Federation is... They're mostly just doing hand-to-hand combat for the most part.
Absolutely.
So the pilots will die a lot less often.
Yes. Though still completely possible. There is always a risk when multiple-ton metal objects collide with each other at high rates of speed.
People get hurt, and that's the way it goes. But I really like the idea. This is kind of just like Parks and Rec with giant robots. And that's basically what we're going to be working on. So we want to add a lot of comedy to it. And then obviously a lot of action.
Yes.
The show is going to revolve around, usually 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 battles. Different styles of mech combat that you probably haven't seen before, but that have been touched on in the Total Warfare rules. We're really going to be trying to take advantage of that and using the rule set to its
maximum.
Yeah. We're trying to use it to its maximum effect while streamlining it enough that we can, play it on Twitch and have it be entertaining.
Yeah. Speeding up the game itself.
No more 20-minute turns in this show. Not going to happen.
Speeding up the game is a definite strong point of how we're going to be making this function. And one of those ways we're going to do that is you're not going to see players rolling dice on this show.
No, everything's we're gonna do with bots and button pushing.
We have electronic apps to handle everything along the lines of dice rolling, hit locations. This really speeds things up, because with the touch of a button, every single roll and hit location can be decided in a matter of seconds.
Yep, and to keep things interesting, while it is your turn, we've got a new feature for the show called the Hot Seat.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm going to show that to you if I can. When it's your turn, you get to sit here.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's
so
in the
cool.
cockpit of a mech.
That's right. I get my own mech cockpit. So now it's my turn, and instead of rolling dice, I just say what I'm going to do as my character. And we move, and we resolve the attack. If we get hit, maybe we shake around a little bit. I don't know if that's entertaining. Maybe we'll get some blood splatters happening. Not sure, but we've got our own cockpit now, so I'm excited. The seat's very comfortable. You wouldn't think, but I know.
Subject to some more modification coming as well. That's
Not only that, but this is probably the only sitting down you'll see any of us do for the entire show.
yes.
This is our, not only is this our chance to actually have our turn, but we're gonna be
Moving.
a lot. So you've got some questions already on the chat. Let's take a look at them.
I'm not familiar with what AJ's app is, but if you want to send me a link to that in the DFA page that we have there, I'll take a look at it because I'm still on the fence on exactly which one of the dozens of available apps to use that I'm going to be using.
It's going to be whichever one is fast and easy to use, and B, looks okay on the screen.
Yep, because we'd like you to be able to at times see these locations and these roles so that you know that it's not just someone deciding things off camera.
Was that happening before? I knew it!
No, we were actually using the app as it was intended, but it would be great if you could see it. The old damage tracker that you got to see probably will not be seeing much use in this version of the show. Mostly, again, to speed moving through the game. Unless we get an extensively changed version of it, it's just not quick enough.
And yeah, they're talking about the beta app, and we can't use it for this because we have all of our mechs are custom for this.
Yes, that is another thing. Every single mech you will see on Big Stompy Robots is going to be a custom mech. They might be based out of the frames of mechs you recognize, and you might recognize some of the miniatures you see on the field, but every single one of these is going to be custom, tricked out, or as they like to say in the Battletech slang, a pinball machine.
They want to know if Big Larry is coming back. We have something for you if you were a Big Larry fan. I can say that.
But and along those lines, there won't be characters or storylines from previous iterations of this show showing up.
Yeah, in fact, you'll notice that we've gotten rid of the DFA logo.
Yeah,
Because this show is not Death from Above. And
this is Big Stompy Robots.
That's right. We want to just say what it is. That's what it is. You get to watch the adventures of the Battle Mech Fighting Federation and their quest to become champion. And by the way, rumor has it that we're getting a Battle Mech Fighting Federation belt.
Championship belt.
Yeah, championship belt.
There's going to be a championship belt, real BFF.
Yeah, a BFF belt, which, I mean, is great on so many levels. I hope I win it.
That's a real thing. And you at watching are going to have a tremendous impact on this show. A tremendous impact. I know you're familiar with things like the store mechanic before, and while there will be a store mechanic, a lot more than that is going to be going on. You are the crowd. You are the audience that is going to be watching, and who you're cheering for at any time is going to have its own influences and effects on this show in progress.
Yeah, we're going to be running
real
polls
time,
really constantly in chat basically to simulate the momentum of a match.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it's going to do. The person who's more in charge of the momentum at that point is going to have bonuses to hit or to move or however we decide to do that. That's going to be real fun.
That will make a huge impact. And the other great fun impact item we're going to introduce is the Wheel of Calamity.
Yeah,
you'll really be looking forward to that.
That's going to be a major plot point for the whole first season is the introduction of the Wheel of Calamity. We wanted to add some actual chaos to the game that didn't seem forced, and this seemed like a really fun way to do it.
Absolutely.
Mostly because I'm a big fan of the Wheel of Morality from Animaniacs. And
I'm in agreement. But yeah, the Wheel of Calamity is, somebody caught it. Animaniacs.
Yeah, very much, yeah. Wheel of Calamity, spin, spin, spin. Yep. Tell us the trouble that we're now in.
And it is a physical object. It does exist. You will see it live, and you'll get to see it on camera. Mm-hmm. And it will be something available, one of the few store items that will be available for purchase during the game. And it will be available on not just the basic level of buying yourself a spin on the Wheel of Calamity, but if you're really, really intent on something happening, you could pick an individual item off that wheel if you are really dead set on something.
And there's going to be some really, really, really messed up stuff on that wheel.
There is, and it will be changing week to week and month to month as different environments are used and different types of matches come into play.
Well, I'm also really excited about cast. We've got a huge rotating cast, which is really cool. To feature different performers, different, wrestling type characters. throughout the run of the series, while still focusing on essentially what are going to be our main characters, of course. And we got some interesting faces that we have not seen on the channel before. We've got some great returning faces and some faces we never thought we'd see again.
Absolutely.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. But if you've been a fan of any of the iterations of Death from Above, you might see some familiar faces.
You very much will. Probably
And we're really excited about seeing them too.
Yes.
And because and we're setting in Battletech universe, we're setting it in
very early 3060s.
Yeah, very early 3060s, because there was this weird peacetime that was happening after the clan war, the first clan invasion.
Yeah,
and,
a little bit of peace going on, and it's before some of the chaos happens, and it just gives us a good window, and more importantly, for designing all these lovely, crazy custom mechs. Around the time of 3060 is when some really great stuff was available technologically to toss into these things.
Yeah, we get to play with a lot of the cool, the cool late model toys that don't come out until the 3050s and 3060s, and we get to finally implement those. Some of them will actually be in beta test, like as parts of mechs that are being tested to see if they're useful, because of course product placement is a thing in wrestling. So if you're using a particular type of actuator or weapon,
absolutely,
we're going to be bumping that brand. And what was that?
3060.
Oh, 3060. It's a good time.
It is. There is a tremendous amount of really great tech that becomes available. And as on a technological standpoint, war, as terrible as it is always a wonderful time of advancement in technology, particularly for things that are used in warfare. And these battle mechs, despite being part of mech sports entertainment, are coming from a place of war. I mean, that's
right.
That's what the battle mech was really put into use for.
Liz, I'm sensing snark.
There might be some snark there.
I feel like
I'm not quite sure.
I feel like there's some snark. Do we need to talk about this? So, how many cast members do we have confirmed?
We have 9 confirmed.
9 confirmed, which is great, and then several more on the hook to come in for one-off episodes. I'm very excited about that.
We have the potential for as many as 16 cast members, guys. And you won't see everyone every week, but you will see a lot of them, because much like in wrestling that this is heavily based in, people will come and go throughout different matches.
Contracts will end and get picked up?
Kind of. Solaris knockoff, but unlike Solaris, where everything is 100% written and established in lore, and there is no chance of having anyone be anything important in that environment who's not
there's
written.
Literally nothing you can do in Solaris, because it's so locked into canon. Every champion ever has been written until the end of time. So there would be a...
We really are capitalizing on the open period of time. It's also why I chose the 3060 time period. There's a tremendous amount of not established lore in this time period, and very much a mech sports entertainment company traveling through all the different systems and putting on a show for people can absolutely exist.
Also, we've got a fun thing for fans, that if you end up becoming a fan of the show, one of the mechanics that we're going to do is... for giveaways, you're going to get your own. You can get sheets of the customs that we make.
Absolutely, as fans,
to play with at home, so you know what we're working with.
You have access to every single mech that is used in the show, every single one as they come up. We are going to put that out for you. So if you're a BattleTech fan that plays at home, or you just want to have copies of the sheets, you'll be able to have them.
So I'm super excited. So what else are we going to do today?
Well, I really wanted to cover that, and I thought you might talk a little bit about it, and I'll talk about the anatomy of any given episode, what they might see in one.
Yeah, okay. Well, a lot of it I wanted to focus on not just the actual production of the show, but the backstage,
yes.
The off-camera, if you will, drama that happens between the performers, who are, some of them are quite friendly with each other, some of them are bitter enemies in real life, but play best friends on the show, and we get to kind of see, like, every character is going to have essentially 2 personalities, or even if those 2 personalities are very similar, it's like they're playing 2 other characters, which is, as you know, is one of my favorite things to do in role-playing games.
It makes for great
as a creator of Masters of the Metaverse, it's Obviously, I was going to throw something a little bit meta in there. But what that means is that you're not going to be seeing us out of character probably at all. Even during the time that we're on table, one of the things that we are really focusing on is making this performance-based and that everybody is in character the whole time.
Yeah, this is very much about the spectacle. Speed and spectacle.
Mm-hmm. We want it to be fast. We want it to be action-packed. We want it to be funny. We don't want turns to take an hour.
No.
So we're gonna get in. We're gonna get out. We're gonna blow shit up, and it's gonna be great.
You will see limbs removed from mechs beaten with other limbs. We have a variety of spectacular, special types of matches that will be going on.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to like the regular table space where we play, we're gonna with our robot cameras to make the mechs look giant. We also have all this extra space now that we can work with. So when we're doing scenes, since we're not going to be doing any sitting around, we have a lot of levels that we can work with and a lot of depth in this regular play area. We're also setting up an area over here that you can't see because that's where cameras are. That is going to be what we call our promo area. Same, big kind of Titantron screen background like we're doing with our cockpit. But it's a place where our performers can give their on-screen promos and talk about how they're going to beat up the other robot during the match. We're setting up the matches in true sports card fashion, like we want it to look like a match card on a UFC event. Graphics are all being updated. Music is being updated. It's a completely new show, and we want it to feel like that. But we also wanted to, give a little shout out to the DFA fans who've been around for so long.
Absolutely.
That kept the show alive for so long, and the reason that we're even doing a Battletech show at all is because of you. We talked about giant folding chairs today, in fact.
Yeah, we very much did.
We did, and what the giant Stompy Robot version of that is going to be, we're not really sure yet. We may just end up making 50-foot chairs.
Yeah, I would expect to see something along those lines, and being that the Battletech Fighting Federation is proudly sponsored by the Solid Steel company. You'll see a lot of products made by Solid Steel.
Solid Steel makes all of the products for BFF.
And yes, you very much may see multiple matches happening within a given episode. Right? And some of these are going to be an entire episode dedicated to a match. And there are some episodes where you will see 2 and possibly even 3 matches occur.
What?
Yes.
That's like a lot of fights. That's literally dozens of turns. How are we going to get through it?
Well, they're going to have to stay tuned and watch it in action when it comes to play. But we have streamlined the process quite a bit from what you might be used to for a home game. And on top of that, like we've talked about releasing these sheets for you, we will release these methods to you so you have access to them at home. If you want to make a faster-paced Battletech game with your friends, you'll totally be able to do that.
Yeah.
And you won't have to stick to beating each other and throwing each other around and lovely drop kicks and the like.
Because weapons still work.
Yep, all of these methods we're using still work with the inclusion of using the ranged weapons. There's no reason they don't. The ranged weapons will make things a little bit longer in turns, which is why you're not going to see much of that coming into Big Stompy Robots. But you could absolutely do that at home and still have a much faster-paced game than you would normally have.
Yeah. And we've already begun the process of naming all of our ridiculous finishing moves.
Yes. Right, you will see the inclusion of signature moves and finishing moves. There we go.
There we go. The video's back. We thought we'd lost you. We missed you.
Yeah, you'll see the inclusion of finishing moves and signature moves quite a bit. That's going to be a real thing, and you're going to have an influence on when those things happen.
Right. In fact, we're going to have most, if not all, of the influence on when those things happen. Because
absolutely.
If Bryce just busts out his finishing move at the very beginning of the match, match is over.
Makes sense.
Match is over. You don't get up from that.
But yeah, crowd participation is going to be a major factor in this show and in how it works. We're going to be tracking your participation live in chat.
I still think you should call it the Robo Drop. Yeah, but with the jump kicks.
You're going to be able to influence it on the fly while it's happening. And you'll even have the ability to change who you might be rooting for at any given time.
I know I do better when I've got people behind me. That's...
We'll release ways you can make your own games fast-paced by showing you what we're doing behind the scenes. So make sure you keep watching these rehearsals as they happen over the next few weeks, and you'll get more and more insight into how that works and how we're going to make that happen.
And of course, we're not leaving canon completely out of it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yes, we picked the era because there's not a lot happening. And yeah, we picked this traveling show because Solara 7 has been done to death. But you're still your performers are all mech warriors, and they all have mech warrior backgrounds. They didn't just hop in a mech and decide to start punching guys. They've been in wars. They are
established pilots, and we're going to be going to established places within the lore that exists, and that lore is still going to be very much a backdrop to this show.
And you can't have old school mech wrestling without the Steiner brothers.
Oh no, absolutely not. Right.
Yes, costumes and makeup, mech luchador masks, the whole 9 yards, Larry. It's all happening. We have a luchador mask in studio right now that we were playing with just a few minutes ago. Yeah, but let's get that. So you can see and you do the hair, man. I mean, we're going all out. The mechs we'll probably end up painting masks on the mechs that need masks, but not every wrestler is a masked wrestler.
Each one of these performers is going to have a very much custom painted mech to them as well. Mm-hmm. You're going to see custom painted mechs that match our custom performers. It's great. You're really, really going to enjoy it. And there's some other fun stuff involving those mech miniatures.
Honestly, and the costumes and makeup are the most fun. I'm not going to do this unless I get to paint my face up, right?
Absolutely not.
So
this is all about the spectacle and your involvement. You at home are going to be part of this.
Oh man, Larry, I would love to make this show bionicle, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. That's not in the budget, but we can try.
But yeah, just like DFA, we're definitely going to be leaning into those costume pieces. That's why we wanted to. That's why we wanted this big play area to have, is so we can have our characters move around and interact with each other without sitting around a table and putting each of us into a little box on your screen.
Yes.
in 4 little places.
Yeah, we want to eliminate that. And
we can do more than that now, so we're going to do more than that. That's what we wanted to do.
And absolutely, there's going to be storyline behind it. Not just the one, but in essence, a dual storyline will be going, as you have the story as these performers perform for the fans and their personas that they play, and then you will have the story of the athletes who are these performers and what happens when they're off screen, which they will never be off screen to you. You will get to see all of those moments.
Oh, look who's in the hot seat.
Look who is in the hot seat now. Yeah, we've got one of our performers right there in action.
Baby, you
ready
look
to
good.
go.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab them, and I'm going to break them, and they're going to learn pain.
That right there is a perfect example of what we are going to be bringing to you on Big Stompy Robots. It is about the spectacle, and most importantly, it's about you.
Yeah, and
so you're going to want to be a part of this, even if you're just here to watch and hang out.
Honestly, if that doesn't sell you on the entire concept right there,
we got a luchador and a mech.
Yeah! That just looks so cool.
How can you beat that?
You can't. It's too cool.
See, this is what we're talking about. It's all about the spectacle.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be bigger than it's ever. Yes, bask in his glory. That's what I'm talking about.
Can you handle what I'm bringing to the table?
Yes.
Can you handle what I'm power bombing through the table? So can Bryce drive home like that? No, he's clearly had way too much to drink.
I can see nothing.
You don't have to see. You don't need to see.
Robots drive themselves.
This is about looking cool, not being able to actually play the game.
Which, speaking of, as much as we're speeding things up and making things happen using these apps on the fly, we are still 100% working within the framework of what is Battletech rules.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a game that you can't play at home. It's not going to be a game that you need special rules for. We've just found ways to make some of the segments of this game work faster.
And Merc, presentation, 100%. The whole thing is about presentation. We want to make this the best looking, tabletop game on the internet.
Absolutely.
We want to make it look great. That's our. We already know that it's fun. We already know that we're going to like the characters. As producers, we want to make sure it just looks amazing from the very, very beginning.
Very much so. It's showing you a spectacle, something that you have never seen before.
Thank God we've got so many marks.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without. I mean, we are really pushing our techs, and I apologize to them for all of the horrors that I'm going to put them through over this season.
Not to mention all the horrors they've been through just in the last couple of weeks, having to move everything around and there's
4 times,
unhooking things, plugging them back in, pushing buttons. I think I don't know. I'm not allowed back there. So, what else we got?
I think we've covered most of the general basis of what we have coming for you.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know we're coming back for the first time. Is that right?
Yes, we're coming back for
the first time.
Yes, I think that really covers what the show is right there.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna have a little bit of a DFA flavor, but
all new at the same time.
Yeah, it's not going to be DFA. We're not going to have that shadow hanging over our head in any way, whether it be good or bad. We're not living up. We're going to be doing something just completely different and awesome. And people that come to this show and are on this show are going to have a good time every time they're on it.
Absolutely.
That's our main number one goal. Other than, of course, entertaining you.
Fun and spectacle is what this is about. It is. It's less about playing the game and more about a circus.
And playing your character. This is an acting exercise for a lot of us because we're having to play these two, again, separate characters. We get to actually grow those characters over time, and they're all important to the story.
Absolutely.
Because they're essentially, just like real professional wrestlers do, they're telling their own story. And they're doing it here, and they're doing it on camera. So I'm really interested in playing that aspect, and that the behind the scenes stuff, the on screen stuff. I want to see all of it. And
if anybody wants to, as Larry suggested there, feel free to send props to the studio.
Yeah, we do. It's not like we don't need stuff.
We will take all the props you want to send.
Well, we don't have that much room, guys. We can't have any more than 2 of the T-Rex suits.
Yeah. If we get more than those, I'll just take them home.
Although I do really now want to see the T-Rex in the hot seat.
A T-Rex in the hot seat?
Yeah. With his little arms on the joysticks. That'd be so good.
But yeah, if you happen to have some props sitting on that you aren't using and you want to see on the show, there is no reason why you might not see some of those things,
And we seem to be down a few mechs, so we need those too.
Yeah. We are down a couple of mechs, but we're going to be remedying those problems as well. But hey, we're looking for your support, as in all of our Zombie Orpheus shows. This is, you are the ones that make this possible.
I mean, except in pre-production, that's all us.
Yeah.
and the marks.
But funding this show is all you guys. And if you want to see it, if you like what you see when it starts coming out, then that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And yeah,
I believe they're 25 millimeter scale, if I'm not mistaken.
1:1, yep.
I mean, there's a lot of resources out there for that, for the 3D printed ones, and we're looking into a lot of that ourselves. It's also one of the behind-the-scenes things that I don't want to talk about yet because I can't confirm it, but as soon as I do confirm it, then we'll absolutely be telling you about it. I should know within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, just have to get the right catalyst in place.
Absolutely, and Catalyst is kind of important to this, too.
Mm-hmm.
They make this game, if you weren't aware. And they've got some great products that they put out for it. If anybody doesn't own it and plays Battletech, buy yourself a copy of the Total War Manual. You will want it just to understand the craziness that we're going to be doing in this show, because a lot of it is coming straight out of that Total War Manual. It really opens the floodgates on hand-to-hand combat options and other options available to mechs.
Well, he wants to know what day it's going to be. We're doing Saturday, right?
Saturday is the current scheduled idea. This could end up changing. If it's going to change, we will announce that well ahead of time. But at the present moment, Saturday gives us the most cast availability that we have.
No character pitches this week, Paximo. We are going to save those for next week as we have more actors in. But we've got Bryce today, and he looks super cool, and he's in a cockpit wearing a luchador mask, and what I'm assuming is his natural hair.
Completely natural.
Look at those flowing locks.
So good. I wouldn't want to get hit by him. And I definitely wouldn't want him jumping off a top rope at me.
Absolutely not.
Especially in a 50-ton robot.
50-ton robots jumping upon you, that's a fairly painful experience.
His flowing
not
locks are
happening.
coming through the eye holes.
Yeah, I know.
The only reason you notice that, Merc, is because our cameras are freaking awesome.
This is true. We've got some great ones.
that lens is 25 feet away from his face, and it still picked it up. Black magic, baby.
They make a great product.
They really do.
See, is there anything else we want to cover today?
You know,
before
we've got so much we got to cover next week. I want to,
leave some of it
I want to
there?
leave some of it because it's important to leave some of it. But yeah, next week we're going to be talking about characters. We're going to be taking our actors to promo school, and we might even run around the field a little bit.
I'll show you a little bit what a match might look like. But over the next few weeks, you're going to get a nice insight as to what's going to be happening throughout the season. And hopefully, if it's something that interests you, you can tell your friends and tell your friends' friends, tell your neighbor's dog, your librarian, your clerk at the grocery
Anybody
store.
who has an internet connection and can
anyone
like and
and
subscribe.
everyone. We'd all love you to like and subscribe and keep the doors open, keep the lights on, and make this a bigger and bigger production and spectacle the more and more that you're all invested in it.
It's going to be great. Anyway, thanks for watching if you did. And, come see us next week. We're going to be up to the same thing. Basically, we're doing a little bit more than just talking to you. But we are going to be back, and we're going to be doing some more rehearsals because we want to make sure everybody who is on the show knows what they're doing ahead of time so they don't feel stupid.
Absolutely. And one of the key elements in making this be a faster paced show than we've seen previously is getting proficiency with all of our cast members in the way that this game works, which if you are a Battletech fan, you know that can be very difficult.
Very, very difficult indeed. Hey, Gonda's here. Hey, Gabe.
Hey!
Anyway, but that's it for today. That was just
Yeah.
we wanted to
Wanna
kind
give you a
of
sneak
keep
peek.
you apprised of the situation. Here's your first sneak peek. Before we go, though, I would like to show you a man in a wrestling mask in a cockpit of a mech. Here it is. Yeah! Got anything to say to the people at home?
Get ready to watch. Get ready to rumble.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right, guys. That is it for us today. Thanks for coming by and watching what we've got to offer. We will see you next week. Don't forget our other shows that we have throughout the week. Masters of the Metaverse on Monday. Currently in our Planet Metaverse Invasion storyline. Lots of fun stuff happening there.
Oh, yeah.
And Zoe Game Night, of course, on Thursdays. Where we'll be playing a game of some kind.
Just one.
Just one game. And we're looking forward to that too. And all these new shows that we've got starting up here in the next couple of months that I am so friggin' excited about.
You better
This
keep
being
an
one
eye
of them.
out. We've got some crazy stuff coming from you out of here.
Yeah, and the studio is just going to start looking better and better and making our text matter and matter.
Woo!
So exciting. All right, see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.